Welcome to Tuba Tunes. I'm Luke, and today I'm being joined by Rob.
Are you right?
And in today's video, we're going to be reviewing Justice League Dark Apokolips War. Just in case you've never been to the channel before, the way reviews work, first we're going to start off with non-spoilery stuff. So if you've never seen the film, you want to know whether you're going to check it out, this video is for you. But then we will get into spoilery stuff, but don't worry, we'll let you know and you can click away before any of that happens. So, what did you think?
I think if you like the other films, then I think it's definitely a fulfilling conclusion. But obviously there's some contention, which when you watch the film you'll understand, obviously, without going into spoilers. I think it was a good finale. I think it was well balanced. I think it included, all your favourites throughout the series, whether it's Batman, Robin, Constantine, the Justice League, Superman. I think it definitely has something for everyone. It definitely quite well balanced in that sense, and it definitely gives a satisfying conclusion to each character, I would say.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I think that was a good point as well. Like, this film is it's sort of the culmination of all the films we've seen recently. There's 14 films in this movie universe, and this is definitely a nice finality to it almost.
The way it's paced is quite good. I quite liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a little bit dips a little bit, but in general, it's quite an exciting start. I think to me, the opening bit was quite good. It's quite to the point.
Yeah, I think they definitely went all out for this sort of finale. Like, this is definitely their Avengers Endgame. Some big moments happen within the first 10 minutes of the film, so it's quite hard to talk about. I do think if you haven't seen any of these films before, it's definitely an interesting, almost Elseworld story. Like, most of the stuff from the other films, mainly just little references. You could probably give it a go. It's definitely a nice ending, and if you have seen all the other films, this is definitely going to put a nice little bow and everything for you.
I think, to be fair, this John Constantine's character was really, really well done in this. He's probably one of the most well done in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, I do think that if you liked whatever aspect of the whole universe, whether there's something for everyone, so it's no kind of characters are forgotten.
Yeah.
Obviously, some characters take more focus than others in that film, but I think if you just like the Teen Titan films, or just like the Batman films, or the Superman films, then there will be something throughout this film, I think. I think it's definitely a watch if you like those films.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's a lot of everything in here.
Overall, I think it was a good film. I'd probably give it a 7, because I was, like I said, I liked it because I'm intrigued by it. It was an enjoyable film. However, there's a lot of points where I think didn't go to plan. I didn't go very well.
Yeah.
And I think certain characters, I think they did betray from what they'd already built.
What I'd say about this film is I both loved this film and I hated this film. Like, there were just moments in it where I was just like, I don't really know. But I think it's one of those things, once you accept the things that you were a bit unsure about and you just go along with the film, I think the film is very well done. If you look at it as an Elseworld story, I think it's definitely fun and interesting. But yeah, I don't think there's much else to say, to be honest.
Yeah,
so I think
one thing that's not really a spoiler is the artwork is amazing. I like the animation.
The animation was they stepped it up a bit for this film, haven't they?
I'm a big fan of the New 52 kind of Justice League War. I was a big fan of that film. That was one thing that I think was just spot on. There was the artwork and the animation was just amazing. Because I know it sounds a bit daft, but it's like Superman's design. I really like the New 52 design, and even with the S, the S symbol on the back of his cape, and things like that. I think it was really, really well done, and I think they managed to bring together every sort of aspect of the DC universe, whether it was magic to space to whatever, and they brought it all together. And I thought the artwork really represented that.
Yeah, I think Phil Barassa has done a really good job on these films. I really like it. I think I've definitely seen enough of it now. Because he seems to design almost every single film. Because he's also designed stuff outside of this universe, Crisis on Tour. He's done Young Justice. And I think every time he's done it, it's been great. But sometimes I just kind of want to see something a bit new. But yeah, I'd say the animation in particular, though, not just the design, it's definitely a step up in this film.
I think Superman in particular in this one looked really good. Green Lanterns with it, they looked amazing. In particular, I think Constantine was done really well as well. So yeah, I was a big fan of that particular sort of start work, because like I said, I was a big fan of Justice League War and River Atlantis and those films. Doesn't come across as too childish. I think sometimes with animated films, sometimes they make it more kiddie, and that's not always a bad thing, but when in something like this is meant to have that theme about it, it does represent it really well.
Okay, right. So I think we've said pretty much all we can say without spoiling anything. So if you've not yet seen this film and you don't want to be spoiled, click away now because we're about to get into it. All right. So
I've got a lot of
what the
points.
hell happened at the start of this film, Rob?
I really like the start of this film. Because
When
the
you
thing
say
is,
the start,
I mean, open sort of 15 minutes. So, the
right.
whole, like, this is what we're going to do, this is the plan. Because it definitely was very unexpected. Because obviously, if you watch the trailers and stuff, you're like, oh, and it kind of throws in the deep end. And I really like that. And it was like, oh, what's going on here? And it was very, you throw into a bit of action, it gets you going. And that was a good thing. And that's what I really liked about it. That's that sort of scene where, Superman's talking about, we need to do this. I mean, we'll go on to Superman in a bit.
There was like character development. There was a lot of character growth. All three of them got a slight well, one of them got quite a big redesign. Batman and Superman's was a lot more minor, but they did get redesigned. And you think this is like to take them into this big Justice League team up film, and we're gonna see where they are. And no, none of that happened. Everything changed almost completely.
But the thing is this is what I can't work out whether it's a bad thing or good thing, because the whole film, they kind of throw everything out the window. Well, you're not constrained by the other 8-9 films they've made, so they just focus on trying to get a good story out of this film, and that was good. But at the same time, I think they betrayed the whole universe they built. It's a strange one. It's the last in their series. And I like how they've gone, right, we want to make a good story here, which they have done. But at the same time, we've kind of gone, right, we're just going to throw this out the window, and this out the window, and this out the window. And
a lot of the decisions they made feel like what you'd find in an Elseworlds tale. It reminded me a lot of like the Flashpoint film we will obviously come back to in a minute. Like it was like the darkest timeline DC universe. I think is always interesting when you're having, like I said, an Elseworlds story, but when it's the versions of the characters that you know and love, it's the version that they've been telling us for the last few years. It does feel like you said, it feels like a betrayal. Like just to see so many of them unceremoniously killed within like the first 10 minutes, and then more of them again towards the end of the film. Spent the last 6-7 years building up these movies, introducing us to new characters. Slowly each film we've got new characters. Then they bring them all back in this film. Most of them have like 0 lines and they just get killed. Some even killed off screen. For instance, a lot of the Titans, we just see the bodies on the floor. Also, you don't feel anything just because they just kill so many of them. Like it's not even, you don't even get like a moment like, oh no, Green Lantern's died.
That's what annoyed me, because like I really liked Green Lantern. I really liked Shazam and Green Lantern in like Justice League War. They were so well done. And in this film, they just like discarded. Oh, it's like,
I mean, to be honest, they didn't have a big role. They've not really had a big role since Justice League War. They barely used them in Throne of Atlantis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like Shazam. One thing that I was a bit like confused at. So he escaped the battle, he was injured, and then you never saw him again. And he came back, and I was
he just appeared back as like an extra.
I just felt like with the start of this universe as a whole, the idea behind it was, based on the New 52 was such a good idea. But I just think they got to the point where they went, oh, can't be asked, can't bother with this anymore. We're just gonna sack it off. That's what it felt like. One thing that I have to point out that I could not stand was the Cyborg Justice League, like with Wonder Woman,
Woman, and like Mira and Martian Manhunter.
I hated it. It was just.
It's quite a cliche thing. We've seen it done before, seen it done to death. I feel like they wanted to do like cool alternate universe takes on each of the characters. Let's see Wonder Woman as a cyborg. Let's see Shazam with like a magic leg. There was all these little things. Like that was the only reason Shazam survived. I'm not gonna say he wasn't much help in the final battle. He didn't have a line, and I get it. Keeps the cost down. You have to pay less actors.
Yeah.
But if you want to tell this film, like if this is a story you want to tell,
I felt the whole magic thing and the whole like space alien thing didn't work. I think what happened with this film was what they'd done is the whole universe was built and they were going to go down their own different routes. Realised that those projects probably weren't going to happen, and tried converting it into one. I think tonally it worked quite well in terms of balancing his character, because I think everyone got the due. Like Constantine was really good in this film, and he's probably the only one that had a decent character arc.
Well, that's the thing. He was really good, but I almost was like, I don't care. When I'm watching the big penultimate end to the universe, I want the Justice League characters. I want the characters that, let's face it, have been the face of the franchise. Constantine's been in one film and suddenly is the main character in the finale. He's good in it. Does it have to be him? Does he have to be the one at the front? We've had 4 Batman films. He's been a main player in all the Justice League films and in the Teen Titans films. And then this film, he's sat in a chair the entire time. Like,
Yeah. I didn't like what they did with Batman. I thought it was very cliche as well. To be fair, I think what Darkseid did Superman was really cool, and I really like that. You know, when he used the kryptonite, I thought that was really, really good. But I just thought it was a really good idea, you know, that using that kind of, as a villain, he was doing it humiliating, and I thought that was a really good sort of point. To be honest, going towards the ending and that big battle with Darkseid was just, it was so predictable, because it was like that
Trigon.
Yeah, that was just obvious what they were going to do with that. From the very start.
Can we talk about Trigon for a minute, actually? I think Trigon and Darkseid, they've been done to death, I feel. Darkseid obviously has been done to death so much. One of the problems was that they used Darkseid in Justice League War, and I think he was used well, but when you use Darkseid as your reason for the League to get together, you can never go any bigger. So obviously when you're doing the finale, you want to do Darkseid. They've already done it before. Everything always likes to build towards Darkseid, and I get why, but it's becoming old now. I want someone to do something a little bit more interesting with Darkseid. Having him team up with like Doomsday and be responsible for it's just okay. And then Trigon, again, similar to Darkseid, they used Trigon in Justice League versus Teen Titans. You know, I thought Raven had battled her demons with Trigon, and I get that she's never fully over the demons. Do we have to see it again?
Should we talk about this ending then? It was literally like, I built this universe for 7-8 years or whatever. Right, I'm just going to smash it all up and then pretend it never happened. The Flash is obviously, it annoyed me because I think the Flash should have been the centre of this universe because he was the one that made it.
See, we had Flashpoint, and we've not really had a Flash film since Flashpoint.
It annoys me because for this universe he was created, it was because of the Flash. And I just felt like the Flash just had little or no part in this film except for the very last 5 minutes. Oh, we've messed up now, so do you want to just reset it all? Bye.
It didn't annoy me too much because I saw it coming. From the moment we saw London in ruins, I was like, they're going to reverse time. I was like, they're going to reset it somehow.
I genuinely thought they were going to, when it got to that point, I thought he wasn't going to reset the whole universe. He was just going to go back in time to the start of the film. You know, when I'm typical kind of time travel films, I thought he was going to be like that. And I was, in a sense, a little bit like, you've really just wiped this universe off the board, haven't you? I thought it was going to be like a go back to the start of this film. Never mind.
Yeah, personally for me, I'd seen enough of this universe.
No, I agree. I like, the thing is, what annoyed me was, it started out so well. It was so DC sort of universe. I thought it was really good. And Justice League War was one of my favourite Justice League films. It was amazing.
But this film, I was looking forward to, the end of Reign of Superman, set this up, and I was like, it's going to be a great, another big Justice League film. And then it was announced it was a Justice League Dark film, and I was a little disappointed. I was like, I don't care about the Justice League Dark. I mean, really, it's a Justice League film just with Constantine as the main character.
Suicide Squad stuff, wasn't a massive fan.
I get the whole idea that, let's have the villains and the heroes team up. The only villains that have survived are the members of the Suicide Squad, you know.
The universe as a whole, I think it had a lot of potential, which I think they got about halfway through and realised how ambitious they were being with the project, and then just went, right, Sledgehammer. They were undoubtedly, by next year, there's going to be another film out. It annoys you because I felt like there was no consequences because you just reset it. You want real consequences. And as soon as you sort of the opening scenes where everyone's dying, this film's
not going to count.
No consequences to it. That's what I felt like.
I get what you're saying. I still like that they were able to let the film have an ending. We still let the characters win. We did see them sort of defeat Darkseid. You know, it wasn't, oh no, all hope is lost. Mm-hmm. The only way to do this is to reverse time. That wasn't the ending. It was they won, but they still left in a crap world. But so I did like how they were still a nice little almost bow tied with the characters. We wanted to say one final goodbye to the characters. At the same time, did that need to be a universe wiping event, or could they have just done one big finale and not unceremoniously killed all these characters?
I think the characters that really, the main characters done really well. Like Raven was done well. Constantine was done well. Every character that was a main focus.
Robin was done really well in this film, and I'm not a big fan of Damian Wayne. He's probably one of my least favourite Robins.
Yeah, same, yeah.
Particularly in these films, he's annoyed me. But this is the best I've ever seen of Damian Wayne, because he was that little bit older. When they I thought they'd killed Damian. Again, they faked that out. But when they killed Damian, that was the only time I full on gasped in this film. It was the only thing that shocked me. Every other character they killed off didn't even have a line.
There weren't major parts of the story.
Yeah, this was the only time there was a character we're watching for this film that I felt that character was in danger. I thought he was dead. So I think that's a positive. I'm glad that before this universe was done, I think they managed to redeem Damien in my eyes.
I think I agree with that, yeah, definitely. I think he did grow on me as a character.
I enjoyed watching Trigon Superman. I'm not a big fan of Trigon, but Trigon Superman, that was pretty epic. It was a good action scene.
Like you said before, the way some of this film is, it's really, really good at good points and really, really bad. And it kind of brings it in some sort of like mediocre kind of...
The film itself is good. I've watched it a second time. I did enjoy it more.
Yeah.
The story itself was good, and I think it's one of those things, once you accept the decisions they've made, and you can just enjoy the film. But why did they make those decisions if you've been building up this universe for so long?
This is what I mean. This is what I got. It just felt like there was no consequences to the film. That's what it felt like, because like I mentioned before, it was really, really cool when Darkseid attacked Oa, but it just wasn't long enough.
They've never given us a Green Lantern film in this universe, you know? Like, we've never had anything focused around the Green Lantern. When they're like, ooh, now he's going to go to Oa, we don't know these versions of the character.
How cool did he look like? He looked so... Oh, nice one. You just killed him. You know,
I kind of saw it coming. I thought the way Darkseid killed him was cool and interesting. Batman's a frustrating one. We've seen so much from him, so it's hard to argue that I want him to be in this film more. But at the same time, because we've seen so much from him in this universe, he's basically been the series lead. Yeah. So it is odd to sideline him for so much. He does get a fairly significant role in the film. Once he's in it, he's in it.
Like I said, saying that, they did balance it quite well. Considering the amount of kind of loose ends they had, they did balance it, because, like I said, each section got their due, whether it's Justice League or Teen Titans or whatever, all got to do, which was good. So it wasn't, you know, one team didn't take priority. But I just felt like they were trying to push the Justice League Dark stuff more than the original Justice League stuff. Like you said before, I think I'm done with this universe, but I'm just disappointed. I just felt like they had so many more potentials, and I think like the strong start they had, well, I just think it went downhill, and I just think that it probably is time to move on from that and start new stories in a new universe.
All right, Rob, shall we wrap it up there? I don't think we've got much else to say. Yeah. All right, well, thank you for joining me, Rob. Thanks for watching Tube of Tunes, guys. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want to see more from the channel, give us a subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified when new videos are ready. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Thanks for watching Tube of Tunes. If you want more from the channel, hit subscribe. If you want to keep up to date with what's going on, follow us on our socials. Hope you liked it. Cheers.